Just outlining this video helped me gain a lot of clarity in some changes I'm going to make starting next week, and I invite you to do the same. Together, we will both actually arrive at our dreams quicker, more easily, and more effectively than if we had continued doing what we've been doing up until this point. It includes burning the to-do list, or in my case, taking a hard look at my calendar, doing some reevaluation, and trying something, if only for 1 week, in a completely new way to see how it changes everything. So this all started with one prompt my marketing manager provided for me. She said, what's the one thing people have to stop doing in order to accomplish their goals, in order to achieve their dreams? And then this morning, I was watching a different YouTube video and they quoted Alan Watts. Alan Watts says, why don't you really know what you want? There's 2 reasons. Number 1, you already have it. Number 2, you don't know yourself because you never can. Yeah, this one stopped me in my tracks a little bit, and especially that first point. What if that was true? That why you don't know what you really want, or you don't feel like you have it, is because you have it. If you found this channel and if you resonate with the type of work that I share with you, here's my best guess of a depiction that paints you as well as me. You value generosity and tend to be a people pleaser, trying to do it all right, trying to ensure that you're a good person and you're leaving a good impact on this world. Because of that, you seek ways for you to grow, to evolve, to learn and be self-aware, which leads you to places like this channel, personal development, life coaches, self-help books. It leads you to figure out your goals and try to maximize your potential so you get the most out of this life that you can. Sometimes that very effort are the very reasons we don't attain and experience the dreams and the life we so desperately wanted in the first place. Things aren't always mindset shifts, but this one is. And so today I'm going to guide you through these 4 steps to shift your mindset and to shift my own, to challenge each other, to try something different than effortful pursuit. And it starts with your to-do list. So for me, that to-do list is actually my calendar. Some of you have seen it when I host time management workshops, and some of you are just as scared as I was when I took a look at my calendar through a new lens this morning. Historically, I really didn't see it as an overwhelming thing. In fact, it made me feel secure. It made me feel organized. It made me feel like I knew I had enough time for the priorities I wanted to put into my space. What is your version of keeping yourself safe? Of gaining that sense of stability, of control, of assurance, whether it's true assurance or made up assurance in our own minds that you are making progress toward your goals. Maybe it's also a calendar. Maybe yours is a to-do list. Maybe yours is a routine or a stable job that you don't allow yourself to question because that is your safety net. And none of us need to shame ourselves for these things. As humans, we are habitual creatures. We thrive with routine. Some of us more than others, but all of us to some degree. In fact, we wouldn't survive if we weren't habitual creatures. We wouldn't survive if we did things like put some aspects of our life on autopilot. Think of if you had to cognitively be aware of everything you did throughout the day. The common example used here is your breathing. If you had to think about every breath you took, every heartbeat that beat, you would not have capacity for anything else. So we needn't shame ourselves for this. However, let's note what we have made habitual, what we have created as routine or facts in our life, and see if any of these aspects are actually keeping us stuck in a pattern that, even if it was helpful before, is no longer helpful right now. Just like that story I tell in a passage from Ready Enough. For those who want to follow along, this is on page 20. One spring afternoon, my dog Otto and I were walking our usual route around the lake when I noticed a sign placed in front of the water. Keep off. Dangerous, ice not safe. My eyes took in the warning and then glanced behind it to the soft lake waves crashing on the beachfront. Imagine you two are standing before this lake. You come upon this sign on a warm spring day and read its cautionary message. What would you think? Would you avoid the lake because there must be ice if the sign says so? Would you laugh at the sign's inaccuracy? Would you consider the city workers who placed this sign wrong or stupid because there is no ice to be seen? Of course not. just as I did, I bet you would read the sign and understand it as outdated. You would quickly piece together the sign was meant for the winter season and simply had not been removed since the spring thaw. Thus, it is possible to use your own critical thinking skills in the midst of external professional advice. Furthermore, you can do this without judgment, struggle, or doubt, because no external thing understands yourself, has gone through your unique experiences, and knows what is best for you better than you. This is what I invite you to do far more often and in all aspects of your life. So there is a part, potentially a large part of your to-do list, of your stability, of your routines that needs updating. But the updating is actually only one of the 4 steps I'm about to share, because first you have to get clear on how you're updating it and why. In other words, you have to get clear on your vision and direction. So the first step, before we confront our current efforts, what may be keeping us stuck, we have to remind ourselves of what it is we're pursuing in the first place. What are we working toward? In other words, get a sense of your direction, get a sense of your purpose, get a sense of your vision. What do you really want? And ask yourself the 5-layer why. Why do you want that thing? What do you assume will be on the other side of that thing, which gets to a deeper and more true layer of what it is you're genuinely wanting. If you need help with this step, 2 weeks ago, I posted a training on clarifying what you really want. Just last week, I posted a meditation that will help you get to this place of direction, purpose, and clarity. Or a while ago, I summarized 5 of my favorite resources when you're seeking that sense of purpose. On that note, if you haven't already, subscribed to this channel so that this work becomes a routine part of your week every Tuesday, and you can take it 1 video at a time, 1 step at a time. Once you have that vision, you have a reminder of what it is you're working toward in the first place, let's go on to step 2. With your vision, with your direction top of mind, brainstorm what actions, what behaviors, what situations bring you closer to that vision. I know from personal experience, sometimes this can feel tough, but really try to narrow it down to 3. This will be helpful in today's exercise. And again, this is all an experiment. So challenge yourself to do this vastly different, especially if you're used to delineating and detailing every aspect of what you should be doing. As an example, what this step looks like for me, with a clarified vision that I really want to make YouTube a center point of my business. This is where I so much enjoy connecting with all of you who comment below, who join these free group calls I host every month, and then become members in my group coaching community. And so what really gets me here is by brainstorming really good, passionate content that I want to share and that is helpful for you. It's by marketing that content on Instagram Reels I've been really enjoying, and right on YouTube. So research on SEO, on keywords, creating great descriptions to help this reach a wider audience. And then it's to show up and serve my clients in the best possible way so that the results happen that we see in my group coaching program every single month. Members standing more confidently in their worth, earning more money, having more fulfilling relationships, or leaving situations and relationships that no longer align with their best, most authentic self. Letting their light shine and remembering who they are at their core and letting themselves express that fully. So those are my 3: creating YouTube, sharing YouTube, and serving my clients. With this step, brainstorm what yours are. Again, aligned with step 1, your vision. And then go on to step 3. It's time to revisit your current list, your current routine, your current calendar, the thing that has got you in a pattern, in a routine that maybe served you for some time and may not be fully serving you now for your vision and mission and direction today. Look at that list, look at your calendar, look at your routine, and ask what aspects of this align with my vision, align with that brainstormed list of 3 that I came up with in the previous step. And anything else, delete. Maybe fears arise for you when you go to do that, but again, remember, this is intended to be an experiment. Try it for a week. See what happens. Try it for a month. Heck, try it for a year if you dare. And you can always go back to the previous way of being. Another important part of this step is to notice what fears come up and ask yourself, what story am I telling myself here? What is the beliefs I'm holding around the things I'm afraid to let go of? because you've already clarified that there are other things that are more important or the most important to make this vision come to life. With my example, and when I was implementing this, as I outlined today's video and really walked the talk, I looked at my calendar and saw 3 things that really stood out to me. That was speaking outreach, podcast outreach, and client outreach. I could talk myself into these things fitting into the vision and the focus areas that I clarified with this activity. But when I'm honest with myself, those things I don't enjoy doing, and they really don't align with the true vision that I delineated for myself. Plus, it's at least 2 hours of my week every single week that I'm devoting to these things that don't align with the ultimate vision. So again, I know in my gut, I want to delete them. I want to just eliminate them from my to-do list, from my calendar. But when I went to do that, I felt all this fear. What if those are the ways that I make money? What if those are the ways that keep me in business? What if I'm supposed to do that? What if someone would have purchased my book because they heard me on this one podcast that I would have reached out to had I kept it on my calendar for 1 more week? Those are the stories I'm telling myself. But when I come back to my centered place, when I come back to step 1 and remember, YouTube is speaking, first of all, advertises my book just as much, if not more, than podcasts, and creates the client outreach in an even better, more aligned way because I'm not doing something that I don't want to be doing. So do this for yourself too. Look at what you are afraid to let go of, even though you know in your gut you want to let go of in order to align with your vision. And see what happens if you really push that needle a little bit, if you let yourself let go of the things you already know don't work. And then go on to our final step, step 4. Like I've been prefacing all video long, this is an experiment. This is something to throw yourself into and see how it feels, see how it works. Don't necessarily clutch the results on the other side. What I really support my clients to do and what creates results in the long run is to stay tuned in to how it's feeling for you. Do you feel more energized throughout the day? Do you feel that stress leave your shoulders? I can feel it happening for me now when I think of a calendar that's free from all the safety nets that I had created for myself to ensure that I do everything I'm supposed to do in this business. Let it go, if only for a short time, and tune in with how it makes you feel. And then eventually, as you continue to enact this, if you choose to continue to enact this, see the results. Notice the little baby steps toward the milestones, and notice what immediately comes. So back to how I prefaced this entire video, sometimes the very effort we're putting into achieving our goals is preventing us from arriving at them. When we let go of that effort and experience that, we can already feel joyful. We can already feel expansive and excited and full of opportunities. We can already have space for all the things that we're wanting to create space for. Not once we achieve this milestone, but immediately, now. I'm entering this experiment too, so I'll keep you updated in the comments below of how I'm feeling, of the results I'm seeing, and please share your experiences too. I reply to every comment I receive as this community is still growing, so use this opportunity to say hey and to let me support you and share my expertise in a personalized way. So comment the experience you are about to enter below. State it, proclaim it, own it. Share your fears. You are not alone here, and I, again, am doing this with you. For accountability and authentic, genuine support as you enter experiences just like this, join my group coaching program, the Yes and Experience, where I host weekly calls to support members to create a life they are proud of, to get honest with what they want, apart from the noise of the external advice in the external world or their historic tendencies that no longer apply. Every month we have a brand new focus, and every week I provide a 30-minute focused exercise for you to practice greater alignment within that area in your own life. Directly from the words of an experienced member, Annie shares, I signed up for the Yes and Experience looking for a creative breakthrough. Fast forward 4 months, breakthrough achieved, plus real results in so many other areas: finances, relationship, friendship, and more. It's an unbelievable value both for the money and the time I invested. Thanks to the supportive community, brilliant content, bite-sized pacing, and incredible leadership. I know you don't get something for nothing, but this feels pretty dang close. Highly recommend if you're in the market for miracles, breakthroughs, transformation, or just general non-specific oomph. So it's one thing to watch these videos, and it is quite another to apply them and start seeing the real results in your life. That's what happens when you build a supportive, authentic community around you of individuals who are pursuing these same goals and ambitions and desires to find your greatest fulfillment and happiness in this life. Plus, it all starts with one free call. So save your seat for our next free call in the link below at yesandbymarin.com/experience. And I'll see you then. I will be on the other side of that Zoom call answering your questions and guiding a discussion about topics just like we discussed in this YouTube video. I look forward to seeing many of you there. And until next time, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and don't forget to comment what you're doing from today's prompts.